And welcome in to be our guest. You know, we're in this season of the year. It doesn't end till the end of November, hurricane season. And boy, we've seen 2 or 3 this year. A lot of times it's the wind, but a lot of times it's the after effect. You need to be prepared. Key. And today we have with us Michael Jordan from Alabama Power. And Michael, whenever anything hits, I see power trucks moving.
That's right.
You guys are, as soon as it happens, you're the first line. People don't understand. Nothing happens without electricity.
That's right.
Well, and we've got some of the best trained folks in the business.
Yes, you do.
They're requested to go off system, whether it be to Texas or to North Carolina and New Jersey, any point in between. And similarly, we ask for help when we need it.
Sure.
So we're always willing to repay the favor for those utilities that need our help as well.
Do you still have power people, your Alabama Power people in the Carolinas?
No,
Have you
no,
finally gotten them
that's
back
right.
out?
Everyone
Thank you.
Sure,
Thank you
everyone is
so
back home.
much.
But we talk about hurricanes, but the fall severe weather season can be intense in Alabama with tornadoes and these
Right.
strong storms. I mean, we all three
Trees
can remember,
down. Wow.
We can remember the November tornado outbreaks we've had, even in December,
Right.
where we've had issues where large numbers of people have lost power for an extended period of time.
You know, I think one of the key things is pay attention.
That's right.
Pay attention, and when somebody says, go, go.
Get out.
Right.
You know,
Well, and that's
That's-
that's a great point. And the best time to prepare for any kind of an emergency is before the emergency occurs.
absolutely.
So Alabama Power, on our website, we have a number of tips that we pass along to customers or non-customers. They're very similar to what you're going to find at the American Red Cross, through the Department of Homeland Security, maybe the Alabama Emergency Management Agency, but they center around being prepared before the storm hits, and then being aware of what we all can do to be safe after the storm passes.
Yes.
Electricity is an important part of getting one's life back together. So,
Essential.
so we do have, let's take a hurricane or a tornado, and there may be thousands of people out of electricity for an extended period of time. We have some helpful hints to help people bridge gaps until their lives can return back to normal.
Well, what
and-
are some of those while you're here?
Sure.
Give us a few of those.
Sure. Well, first of all is understand what your life situation is. So are there some medicines that you need?
Yes.
Are there some things that you need to sustain your daily activities? Make sure that you have flashlights with batteries. Make sure that you have maybe a weather radio that is battery operated rather than. So there are some things that everyone should have prepared in the event of an extended power outage. The first thing to know is when the lights go off, we have folks that, and we're not the only ones, our cooperative friends, municipalities, they're the same. They have people that are ready and they're pre-positioned to begin restoring power as soon as it's safe to do
Yes.
so. That's why, Virginia, you mentioned early on, a lot of times our utility workers are the first responders.
Right.
They're the first people to go into an area that has been maybe affected by a tornado, where the trees are still laying on the ground. So first thing is to know that we're there, we're ready, and we are beginning the power restoration process in many cases before the first customer calls in to let us know that they've got an issue.
Yeah, because you know if something's down.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
That's right. The second thing is safety, 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 safety.
Right.
Yes.
As we talk about being prepared personally before the storm hits, once the storm hits, I can't preach safety enough
Yes.
for customers that are getting out to look around for the first time and they see a wire that's low or on the ground. Stay away from it. Electricity is something you can't see.
That's
you
right.
can't hear.
That's right.
And it's deadly.
It's deadly, yes.
So be aware of low-hanging wire, downed wire. Stay away from brush piles where maybe you can't see under your feet. Let's make sure that the situation is safe before someone were to go out and perhaps get themselves hurt.
What about, as a cook and a woman, my freezer, my food? Are there any great tips for that? Preparation
Absolutely.
as well as after?
Well, the best tip is leave it alone. And I say that sincerely because the more often you'll open that freezer, the more cold air is
Right.
being released. So one of the tips we have is if you just leave your freezer closed, try not to open it, you're going to get 2 or 3 days. If it's well stocked, you're going to get 2 or 3 days of things staying frozen. Great tip for having bottled water. You know, a lot of our refrigerators now are, you know, very high tech, and you know they're not going to dispense water.
Absolutely.
That's right.
So having an adequate supply of water for anyone to drink is a great tip as well.
Yeah. And probably have a plan that if something hits, where you're gonna go.
Right.
Absolutely.
So you've got a destination and you're not going, oh my gosh, where am I gonna go?
That's right.
Have it just in there. The whole thing, would you say, is being prepared.
You know, another funny thing that I'm very bad about driving around on a quarter of a tank or what I call walk, which is empty. But I have learned not to do that either, because if your power's out,
Oh.
you're not going to get any gas.
Right. Nope.
And so you should not. Don't do that. Keep your
Right.
car at least half full.
Yes.
You know.
I mean, we've all seen situations where things have not gotten back to normal, if
Yes.
you will, for an extended period of time, and we know the limitations. And electricity, to your point, does provide some sense of normalcy for people.
Right.
Things that we take for granted
Oh.
that at our fingertips now suddenly aren't available.
Yeah.
A lot of our stoves.
Yeah.
So having
It's
and
an
all that,
eye-opener.
how many times has this happened? Everything's on, you go flip a switch.
Right.
Thinking, okay, it's gonna come on, and it doesn't come on.
right. So we preach preparedness.
Right.
And then once the storm hits, we want our customers to know we're prepared
Right.
to do our work to get their lights back on. But most importantly, we ask that whether it be a hurricane, as we've recently seen in North Carolina, or a tornado
Right,
outbreak,
right.
is for customers to be safe.
Right.
And that includes safety around their own property, staying away from those down power lines, let the professionals do the work that they are trained to do, but also generator safety is an important topic as well. Follow instructions. Try not to get your qualified electrician to do that work. Keep it in a well-ventilated area.
Right.
Follow the instructions on even the things that are going to hopefully help can be a great harm if we're not careful.
Good, well, thank you so much.
Sure.
And just remember this, go to the power company's website. They can give you all the information on being prepared, and we'll be right back right after this.